Today on Bill Cooks, I'm doing chicken parm, and it's amazing. Hello, I'm Bill Cook. I cook. I name my show Bill Cooks. I'm not good at naming things. Good at cooking things, but naming not so much. The first thing you're going to need to make chicken parm is chicken. So I have chicken here. These are chicken breasts. They are not the right size yet, but this is a chicken breast resizer. You use this thing. You'll see. Okay. I don't like being covered in chicken or having everything in my kitchen covered in chicken. So, chicken juice shield. It's just a plastic wrap. Put it over it so it fits. Now I'm doing this with the shiny side up. The reason I'm doing that is because the other side tends to tear and rip, and if you're careful enough with this, you don't just go crazy with it. And this isn't the greatest one in the world, but it works. It's heavy enough. You just gently kind of coax it, and there's a motion where you're trying to stretch it out. So you kind of glancing blows as you hit. You'll see here in a second. Or maybe you'll just fast forward because it's not that interesting. I wish they made one of these for like lumber. I was like, I cut it a quarter-inch short. Oh, give me the wood stretcher. That would be handy. Nope, they don't have that. All right, so these are all flattened out. Got a little tear, but we're brighting it. We're not making like a cordon bleu or something, so it doesn't really matter too much. But yeah, so that's done. This goes in the trash. This goes in the sink, and we'll start getting our breading station set up. I hate opening these things. These are terrible. This is a brand new bag of flour, just AP flour, which is going to go on the thing. But opening these, does anybody know a better way to open these? I have absolutely no idea how to open this without just tearing it open. And by the way, I never noticed there's a warning label on this. It says, warning, flour is raw. Do not eat raw flour. If you need a warning label to tell you that, no judgments. Oh, that's flour. Man, delicious. That's a nice healthy snack right there. Dope. All right, so we put a little bit of flour on a paper plate because I hate doing dishes. You don't need a ton of flour. We're just gonna coat the chicken. So that'll work for that. Okay, good. Push this over there. Now, season everything always, right? So I have a little granulated garlic. I am putting this in here, and a lot of it. I'm also putting a little dry basil. This is oregano. You can't really use fresh herbs here or real garlic because it's not going to turn out too good. Okay, so I have a little bit of onion powder here too. It's flavor. Salt and pepper. Goes in everything. I don't have to tell you that. Go. Now, while I have the seasoning out, season the chicken as well. Always be flavored. Again, there's no opportunity to be using real garlic here because this is about to get breaded. I'm not going to put that on both sides, but a little bit of, this comes up really fast. You probably can't see it, but trust me, there's a ton of salt comes out of that thing. All right, kind of give it a pat down, make sure it sticks to the chicken. Flip this over. Since chicken has two sides, we flavor both sides. If you get a one-sided chicken, feel free to only flavor the one side. Okay. Put everything on. What the heck? It's flavored. A little bit of that. Okay. Boom. That's done. Now our chicken is ready to go. Our flour is ready to go. The next thing we need here is the egg wash. Egg wash consists of eggs. Now this pan, this little bowl here, I have no idea where I got this. It is just one of those things where you acquire. This has been me for a long time. I don't know where to get it. Don't know what it is. Part of some set or something. Maybe it came from a cooler or something. I don't know. Beats me. Anyways, it only ever gets used for this and making French toast because the high side's in the perfect size. There. Throw that in the trash. And we got a little bit of milk to go in here. Always smell your milk. One of these days, I'm gonna make a horrible face when that doesn't smell good, and you'll all laugh. Okay, again, flavor. Garlic, salt, a little pepper. That. It's pretty much that. Mix this up. And the alarm's about to go off here in a second. That's basically that. There. Timer was set. Remind me, it's time to make dinner, probably. You ever set a timer and it goes off and you're like, why did I set that? No, just me? Okay. Alright, egg wash is ready to go. It's perfect. These are the breadcrumbs, as you saw. Half panko, half Italian breadcrumbs. Kind of mixed up there a little bit. And the only thing left is I need a plate to put these on when they come out of the 3 steps. So let me grab that. Not fancy. Okay. Chicken goes in the flour. You do not want to overdo this. You just don't want to underdo it. Here's how this works. The flour sticks to the chicken. The egg wash sticks to the flour. The breadcrumbs stick to the egg. And it all sticks to your ribs. So, that's that. You don't want a little excess because that will keep everything from sticking. Getting things to stick is really, really hard. So, we do everything to maximize our ability here. Pockets didn't want to find its way in there. There you go. Okay, now that's ready to go. Let's do this. Pretty good. That goes in. piece of chicken this size will eat up a lot of breadcrumbs. The reason I use half and half, Italian and panko, is a textural thing. I used a lot of breadcrumbs. If you just use the finer Italian breadcrumbs, it comes out okay. But you get a very one-notey sort of coating on here. If you just use panko, it comes out okay. But it comes out just as big, unflavored lumps. This panko doesn't really have any flavor to it. It's just there for texture. So by combining them, you get the best of both worlds. You get the flavor and the texture. I like both worlds. They're my favorite. As you can see, this is massive. That's going to make it very large piece of chicken parm. I got a little extra breadcrumbs. I'll put it on there. Doesn't hurt anything. Alright. This would crumble and fall apart if you put it in the oil right now. You want to stick this in the fridge for at least 20 minutes, 35, 45, something like that, tops. Otherwise it gets a little funny on the other side. But yeah, that goes in the fridge. The eggs combined with everything else, it makes a nice tight glue, and you get a really good crust that doesn't fall off. And then we're going to fry them up and make some goodness. So the other important part of chicken parm is the sauce that goes on it. Now what you have to do is you absolutely positively have to spend all day making a sauce from scratch. You cannot, under any circumstances, use something from a jar. So don't do that. Okay, so it's time to put the chicken into the oil. Now you want to do this gently and carefully. You generally want to put it away from you so that you don't get splashed on, but I'm doing this very slowly, so I felt pretty safe doing it that way. Okay, now you kind of move it around. Make sure you don't get like a steam pocket underneath, because that'll prevent it from cooking. Here's a slightly different angle of the whole thing. It's just cooking chicken, shallow frying it in a pan. So, while we're watching this for a minute, the interesting thing about chicken parm is that it's the quintessential Italian meal, right? Except it isn't. Yeah, you weren't getting a lot of chickens in Italy in the old world back then, so this was not a thing. It was eggplant, and you would think that chicken parm comes from Parma, but it doesn't necessarily. They think it comes from Sicily, but that's hard to even track down because it wasn't invented until about the 1950s here in America. So there's really no history of this other than somebody made this up in about the 1950s here in America, and this is not really an Italian meal. It's just made with Italian ingredients. It does, in some recipes, does resemble eggplant parmigiana, which is an actual Italian meal. But this is American, so we do whatever we want. And in this case, that is putting sauce right on top of this. Now, you can put this in a shallow dish and put the sauce all around it. You tend to get a bit of a gummier thing. So one version of this, and my favorite version here that I'm showing you, is to put sauce on top like that, spread it around. Now this is our homemade sauce that we slaved over for hours. Of course, it never came from a jar. Ugh, it'd be terrible. All right, some sliced mozzarella goes on top. No, there's no Parmesan cheese on this, which is funny because chicken parm, but nope. No Parmesan in this necessarily. So it's mozzarella. Again, the history of this dish, it's kind of like pizza, I guess, or or the chalupa. You know, they don't really have a history anywhere. But it's delicious, so this is what we're going to do. So as you can see here, the chicken parm is out of the oven. It is beautifully melted and delicious. Got a little cheese going through the in there. This is why you put foil down, because that's a nightmare to clean. You don't want that. So let's cut into one of these bad boys. Go for the money shot. Because the chicken was allowed to sit in the fridge for that 20 minutes after it was breaded but before it was fried, the breading has stuck perfectly and it is delicious. Look at that. So that is the chicken parm. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to eat this now because it's delicious and getting cold. But I'll see you on the next one. Thanks. Bye.
Hey, you there. Yeah, I'm talking to you, buddy. Did you know that most of the people watching these videos are not subscribed to this channel? You know how much they're missing out on? You can't even hit the notification bell unless you're subscribed. That's crazy. You gotta hit the button. I mean, not that button. No, not that one. That one. There you go. That's the button. All right, hit the bell. Then you're gonna know when the videos come out and all that good stuff. You're gonna love it. But that's all I got for now because hey, gotta go now. Train's coming. See you later. Bye.
All right. So the first thing to